Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles, and I welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, and entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today, man, we got a ridiculous episode to get into, so just make sure you go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Now, I cannot tell you the amount of videos that we have done in the defense of Giannis Antetokounmpo. Why? Because for whatever reason, some people out there are always trying to find ways to cut this guy off at the legs. And here's what I don't understand. I don't understand why people continuously do this with somebody that's actually a great basketball. Why don't y'all wait for the players that are not good and go at them? Why do people spend so much time trying to find ways to discredit such a great, an NBA champion at that matter? There are more players out there that get more respect that haven't won a bloody thing than Giannis Antetokounmpo. And to me, it makes no sense. And the latest example of this is Charles Oakley. Now, Charles Oakley, as you know, has been out there making his run, making his media circuit run, because he has a book that just came out. And, obviously he's one of the NBA greats, a former New York Knick, also a very close friend of Michael Jordan. But what I've kind of understood about some of the commentary that Charles Oakley's been putting out there is that it's quite abrasive. He's taking shots at different people. So once I kind of understood that was really where this was going, about dissing this guy, I'll slap this guy, slap that guy, I was like, okay, whatever. I don't really care. We're not for that type of sports. Like we don't do that. But nevertheless, he made some comments about Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I really wasn't going to cover it because I'm like, this is just ridiculous. But we then later found out that Isiah Thomas, and top 75 NBA player, ended up responding to him. So quickly, let me just get into the quotes that he said. It starts off with the headline: Charles Oakley, Giannis Antetokounmpo would have been a bench player when I played. The quote is essentially this: he wouldn't have been a force back then in the day, Oakley said. He would have struggled. They would make him shoot jump shots. He wouldn't be doing a Euro step to the basket. Somebody's going to knock his head off. He'd have come off the bench back in the day. So before I even go too far, I want you guys to take a quick listen to the rebuttal of Isiah Thomas when he heard the comments that Charles Oakley had to make about Giannis Antetokounmpo. So before we go too far, take a listen to what Isiah Thomas had to say about the comments that Charles Oakley made about Giannis Antetokounmpo.
So what say you, basketball fans? Would Giannis be an MVP caliber player in the 80s and the 90s? Yes or no? Scan the QR code. Zeke, in the 80s?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Absolutely. Wait, come on. Let's be for real now. Okay. I remember in the 80s, there was a guy by the name of Ralph Sampson. Okay. Ralph Sampson and Hakeem Olajuwon. Before Ralph Sampson got hurt, they were saying that Ralph Sampson was going to be, I remember Bill Russell saying Ralph Sampson can be the greatest player ever because of his skill set, his ability to handle the ball, his ability to play around the baskets, his ability to block shots. Giannis is today's Ralph Sampson. And all these guys talking about, well, Giannis couldn't play and all that. Dude, Giannis going around Oakley, Giannis going around all them, he dunking on them, he bigger, he faster, he stronger. You can talk all that stuff because you don't play no more. You can talk all that stuff because you got gray hair and you sitting on the sideline smoking cigars about what you used to do. That dude would dog you every single time y'all stepped on the court. Now, you may hit him hard. Okay, all right. After you hit him hard, you ain't got no game. You ain't got no game. Okay, so if you hit me and I be like, okay, that's all you got? You ain't got nothing but a hit? I'm getting ready to mess over you. And Giannis, just like he treating them now, he's bigger, faster, stronger. He'd be dunking on all them. Left-handed, just like Ralph Sampson was dunking on them. Giannis would be doing the same thing. So all y'all stop it with he wouldn't dominate in the 80s. We ain't never seen no dude like this come into our league, and give him his props, give him his credit.
What is this? What is it with people thinking, not all, but some people thinking that because other people come from other parts of the world, what is it with you thinking that because these people come from different countries that you're not from, that these people are somehow soft or pushovers? Why do some people go out there behaving like this? Why do people assume that just because this guy is from this country, or this guy's from that country, and I'm from this neighborhood, I'm from that place of this city, that somehow these people that you're going to run into are somehow soft? Why do you believe that you're tougher than everybody walking on the face of the earth? Like, where does this mentality come from? It's one of the you see, when you assume that everybody you run into is a sucker, you get dealt with. It is the exact thing that happened with Markieff Morris and Nikola Jokic. Markieff Morris and his brother, Marcus Morris, is probably my favorite clip. I really like that guy a lot. He thought he found a sucker in Nikola Jokic when he shoved him in the back. Not in the back, in the elbow, in the ribs, excuse me. He ribbed the guy when he was coming down with the ball, as he was going up to pass the ball. And he thought that he was going to rib this guy. And he thought, well, this dude must be a sucker because he's not from Philly, so he's not going to do nothing. And what happened? The total opposite happened. He found out that he ran into a monster. He gave it back to him 100-fold. And when his brother tried to talk all of that trash, Nikola Jokic's brothers quickly escalated it. There's some people you cannot mess with. Those Serbians are not somebody to joke with. They're not. Forget about what you think. Some people are not to be played with because of the country and the environment that they're bred in. That's not the fight that you were looking for. What is it about this thing that he feels, okay, we're going to bully Giannis and we're going to knock him up? How do you know Giannis wouldn't have been the one knocking you guys on the floor? Why do you assume that? That, oh, because we're just going to rough him up and we're going to do whatever we want to do to him and we would have beat him. Like, what is that? You must assume that I'm the toughest guy in the world and there's nobody else tougher than me. This is a mistake to do this. One of my favorite rappers, the late and great Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle is from one of the most dangerous sets in the United States. This is not even up for debate. He was from one of the most dangerous sets in the United States. Nipsey Hussle spoke about a time when he went back to Eritrea. Remember, his father's from Eritrea. And I think he said he went to go visit his grandmother at the time. It was his first time going to Eritrea. Go look this up. The video's out there, the article, I forgot where I got it from. And he said, literally, every other day, he was in a fight. Every other day, he was in a fight, in a brawl somewhere outside in Eritrea with those guys there. He said he got into more physical confrontations, I think, than where he was from. That's what he said. The point I'm making is, stop assuming that these people from other countries are soft. You're going to get yourself into a bad situation if you're not careful, people, to do this. Charles Oakley is basically talking about we'd have been punking Giannis. Okay. I don't know what would make you think. Is it because Giannis is always smiling? Is it because he always has a smile on his face? You think, oh, this guy must be soft. Not because the dude is always carrying a mean mug doesn't mean you're always the toughest guy. This is a mistake. You saw when Nikola Jokic looks like a very nice guy, but you Markieff Morris thought he found a sucker, and he found out that he ended up. We got to stop this. What is it with this thing with hating on Giannis? Giannis would have been able to dominate him because he was soft, and that's what Isiah Thomas is like. Cut that out, man. Cut it out. Y'all wouldn't be doing anything to Giannis. He'd be dunking all. That's what he said. And he said, even if you hit him, what are you going to do? What else are you going to do? That you're going to hit him all game long? You're going to be fouling him, flagrant fouling him? What is it with this thing with Giannis? I don't know. To me, I don't understand. People are looking for every silly argument to make against this guy. I don't understand it. But to my other point about this constantly assume, it's a mistake. Stop doing that for the people that do that. It's not wise. Because you get yourself into situations you don't want to be in. Trust me. Okay, I grew up in the Bronx, New York. I'm not a tough guy in any way, shape, or form, right? I wasn't a pushover. If you hit me, I'm going to hit you back. But it was one of the toughest parts toughest way I've been in the world. So to me, I think it's a dangerous thing that people walk around thinking it's not a joke, and to me, I don't think it's funny. And I think this whole thing about hating on Giannis is getting quite old. If you want to pick somebody to hate on somebody that's actually not good. Don't find a reason to criticize Giannis. This guy works his tail off. Go criticize Ben Simmons. Go criticize somebody else that's not taking the game of basketball seriously. Don't criticize somebody that's working his tail off, that ever since he got into the NBA has been nothing but a hard worker and been a great example. That's, of all the people you want to find something to say about is this guy, are you freaking kidding me? So I'm very happy that Isiah Thomas stood up and said something because he has the clout to do so. He's one of the few people, he's a top 75 player. So if he comes out there and says that, it's going to carry a lot of weight. And I'm very happy that he said this, but this thing has to stop. It makes no sense, really. We got to stop this. It's childish. These are my thoughts and opinions. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro, wishing you guys an amazing day and catch you guys on the next episode.